Buffett Partnership Limited, 610 Kiewit Plaza, Omaha, Nebraska 68131, telephone 0424110, July 12, 1967. First half performance. Again, this is being written in the late June prior to the family's trip to California. To maintain the usual chronological symmetry, I tried to sublimate my aesthetic urges when it comes to creating symmetry in the profit and loss statement. I will leave a few blanks and trust that conclusions look appropriate when the figures are entered. We began 1967 on a dramatic note, with January turning out to be one of the worst months we have ever experienced, with a plus 3.3% for BPL versus a plus 8.5% for the Dow. Despite this sour start, we finished the half about plus 21% for an edge of 9.6 percentage points over the Dow. Again, as throughout 1966, the Dow was a relatively easy competitor. It won't be every year. Failing thinking to the contrary notwithstanding, and the large majority of investment managers outdid this yardstick. The following table summarizes the performance to date on the usual basis. Year 1957, negative 8.4% overall results from Dow, 10.4% partnership results, 9.3% limited partners results. Year 1958, 38.5% overall results from Dow, 40.9% partnership results, 32.2% limited partners results. Year 1959, 20% overall results from Dow, 25.9% partnership results, 20.9% limited partners results. Year 1960, negative 6.2% overall results from Dow, 22.8% partnership results, 18.6% limited partners results. Year 1961, 22.4% overall results from Dow, 45.9% partnership results, 35.9% limited partners results. Year 1962, negative 7.6% overall results from Dow, 13.9% partnership results, 11.9% limited partners results. Year 1963, 20.6% overall results from Dow, 38.7% partnership results, 30.5% limited partners results. Year 1964, 18.7% overall results from Dow, 27.8% partnership results, and 22.3% limited partners results. Year 1965, 14.2% overall results from Dow, 47.2% partnership results, 36.9% limited partners results. Year 1966, negative 15.6% overall results from Dow, 20.4% partnership results, 16.8% limited partners results. First half of 1967, 11.4% overall results from Dow, 21% partnership results, 17.3% limited partners results. Cumulative results of 148.3% for overall results from Dow, 1,419.8% for partnership results, and 843.3% for limited partners results. Annual compounded rate of 9.1% for overall results from Dow, 29.6% partnership results, and 23.8% limited partners results. For overall results from Dow, these are based on yearly changes in the value of the Dow plus dividends that would have been received through ownership of the Dow during that year. The table includes all complete years of partnership activity. 2. For partnership results for 1957 to 61 consists of combined results of predecessor limited partnerships operating throughout the entire year after all expenses but before distributions to partners or allocations to the general partner. For the limited partnership results for 1957 to 61, these are computed on the basis of the preceding column of partnership results, allowing for allocation to the general partner based upon the present partnership agreement but before monthly withdrawals by limited partners. BPL's performance during the first half reflects no change in valuation of our controlled companies and was thus achieved solely by the 63.3% of our net assets invested in marketable securities at the beginning of the year. Any revaluation Diversified Retailing Company (DRC) and Berkshire Hathaway Incorporated (BH) will be made in December prior to the time the commitment letters become final and will be based upon all relevant criteria, including current operating market and credit conditions at the time. Both DRC and BH made important acquisitions during the first half. Overall process of DRC, 80% owned, and both of its subsidiaries, Hochschild, Kahn, and Associated Cotton Shops, is highly satisfactory. However, BH is experiencing and faces real difficulties in the textile business. While I don't presently foresee any loss in underlying values, I similarly see no prospect of a good return on the assets employed in the textile business. Therefore, this segment of our portfolio will be a substantial drag on our relative performance as it has been during the first half if the Dow continues to advance. Such relative performance with controlled companies is expected in a strongly advancing market, but is accentuated when the business is making no progress. As a friend of mine says, experience is what you find when you're looking for something else. Investment companies. The usual comparison follows, showing results of the two largest open-end and two largest closed-end investment companies, which pursue a policy of 95 to 100% investment in common stocks. 1957, negative 11.4% Massachusetts Investors Trust, negative 12.4% Investor Stock, negative 11.4% Lehman, negative 2.4% Tricontinental, negative 8.4% Dow, 9.3% Limited Partners. For 1958, 42.7% Massachusetts Investors Trust, 47.5% Investor Stock, 40.8% Lehman, 33.2% Tricontinental, 38.5% Dow, 32.2% Limited Partners. Year 1959, 9% Massachusetts Investors Trust, 10.3% Investor Stock, 8.1% Lehman, 8.4% Tricontinental, 20% Dow, 20.9% Limited Partners. Year 1960, negative 1% Massachusetts Investors Trust, negative 0.6% Investor Stock, 2.5% Lehman, 2.8% Tricontinental, negative 6.2% Dow, 18.6% Limited Partners. Year 1961, 25.6% Massachusetts Investors Trust, 24.9% Investor Stock, 23.6% Lehman, 22.5% Tricontinental, 22.4% Dow, 35.9% Limited Partners. Year 1962, negative 9.8% Massachusetts Investors Trust, negative 13.4% Investor Stock, negative 14.4% Lehman, negative 10% Tricontinental, negative 7.6% Dow, 11.9% Limited Partners. Year 1963, 20% Massachusetts Investors Trust, 16.5% Investor Stock, 23.7% Lehman, 18.3% Tricontinental, 20.6% Dow, 3.5% Limited Partners. Year 1964, 15.9% Massachusetts Investors Trust, 14.3% Investor Stock, 13.6% Lehman, 12.6% Tricontinental, 18.7% Dow, 22.3% Limited Partners. Year 1965, 10.2% Massachusetts Investors Trust, 9.8% Investor Stock, 19% Lehman, 10.7% Tricontinental, 14.2% Dow, 36.9% Limited Partners. Year 1966, negative 7.7% Massachusetts Investors Trust, negative 10% Investor Stock, negative 2.6% Lehman, negative 6.9% Tricontinental, negative 15.6% Dow, 16.8% Limited Partners. First half of 1967, 11.3% Massachusetts Investors Trust, 12.3% Investor Stock, 19.3% Lehman, 14.4% Tricontinental, 11.4% Dow, and 17.3% Limited Partners. For the cumulative results, 143.3% for Massachusetts Investors Trust, 126.4% Investor Stock, 185.4% Lehman, 156.8% Tricontinental, 148.3% Dow, 143.3% Limited Partners. Annual compounded rate of 8.9% for Massachusetts Investors Trust, 8.1% Investor Stock, 10.5% Lehman, 9.4% Tricontinental, 9.1% Dow, and 23.8% for Limited Partners. Note that for Massachusetts Investors Trust and Investor Stock, these are computed from changes in asset value. Any distributions to holders of record during year, and for Lehman and Tricontinental, these are from 1967 Moody's Bank and Finance Manual for 1957 to 1966, estimated for the first half of 1967. The tide continues to be far more important than the swimmers. Taxes. We entered 1967 with unrealized gains of $16,361,974. Through June 30, we have realized net capital gains of $7,084,104, so it appears likely that we will realize in 1967 a fairly substantial portion of the unrealized gain attributable to your interest at the beginning of the year. This amount was reported to you as Item 3 of our February 2, 1967 letter. A copy of that letter along with the tax letter will be emailed to you in November, giving a rough idea of the tax situation at the time. As I regularly suggest, the safe course to follow on interim estimates is to pay the estimated tax for 1967 as your actual tax was for 1966. There can be no penalties if you follow this procedure. Whatever our final figure, it looks now as if it will be very largely a long-term capital gain with only minor amounts, if any, of short-term gain and ordinary income. I consider the whole income principle myth fair game for one of my soft-spoken, gently worded critiques. As I told Susie in the early days of our marriage, don't worry about the income, just the outcome. Miscellaneous. During the first half, Stan Perimeter resigned from the dissolution committee because of his present full-time involvement in investment management. Ed Stanback Jr., a longtime partner and experienced investor, was elected by remaining members to fill the vacancy. As in the past years, we will have a report out about November 11 along with a commitment letter and the rough estimate of the 1967 tax situation, etc. However, there will be a special letter to focus your attention upon it in October. The subject matter will not relate to change in the partnership agreement, but will involve some evolutionary changes in several ground rules which I want you to have ample time to contemplate before making your plans for 1968. Whereas the partnership agreement represents the legal understanding among us, the ground rules represent the personal understanding and in some ways is the more important document. I consider it essential that any changes be clearly set forth and explained prior to their effect on partnership activity or performance, hence the October letter. Cordially, Warren E. Buffett, WEB, EH.